Hello everyone, I am your host Surya MS and I am starting a new podcast series where I will be bringing out to you some of the most successful and inspiring stories of alumni of my college who have been able to accomplish great feat in their life, ranging from securing a dream package to starting their own startups and accomplishments in various other fields as well. So if you are one of them who is having high aspirations in life and are about to enter your engineering journey, then this is the right place for you. And in today's very first episode, I have Niranjan with me, who has secured a dream package with Cisco and has cleared some of the most important and toughest networking examinations offered by Cisco, and later on went on to start his own startups. So let's get started. Welcome Niranjan, thank you for joining in.
Hello, Surya. Thank you for inviting me.
So I'll start off with my question. Since many great influencers believe our childhood habits will have a crucial role to play in what we become later on, so I'd love to know what was your relationship with technology was, and were you also kind of had entrepreneurial mindset while you were in school?
Yeah, so during my schooling, I participated in a lot of CC activities and all, like declamation or this English in these speeches. So I was very much interested in that. Uh, uh, back then I never thought about entrepreneurial journey and all. My back then my dreams were different, but once I switched to engineering, so a lot of things changed actually. But my first introduction to technology was in the robotics workshop conducted by IEEE. So until then, I never knew what happens in the real world. So that was my first introduction to technology, all the microcontrollers, all the robotics kind of things, integration with sensors. In hindsight, it feels now I know that it is. I was nearly at least 8 to 10 years behind in terms of technology, but nevertheless, that was my first introduction to tech. So that was the seed as to what and all could be done when you have technology in your hands.
So were you someone who used to top the class during your school days?
Top the class.
Yeah.
In school, I got CGPA 10, but I don't think that's something that you should be proud of. A lot of people get that. Even in
Yeah.
engineering, yeah. After my 11th and 12th, I prepared for JEE mains. I cleared mains, but I couldn't get into any NITs. Clearly not IITs. So I ended up in SJC. In SJC as well, first year I still remember after the workshop we started participating in a lot of state level, national level competitions. We wanted to solve some problems with whatever little knowledge that we had. So when that started, academics took a second seat. Yeah.
Okay.
So I never bothered too much about topping the class. I was nowhere near. I was not even in top 50.
Yeah, that's quite wise way to go as well. And moving to your engineering journey, so how did you spend your first year of engineering? Were you someone who used to involve in too many fun activities, or started off with the academics and all you wanted to achieve right away, or you kind of found balance between the two?
Yeah, first year it was simple for me. Most of the subjects were easy, is what I felt, apart from a couple of subjects. But I just wanted to have whenever you join engineering, you have that sense, right? Okay, there is going to be a lot of fun. There will be a lot of parties, etc., etc., a lot of hang-ups and all. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was something that was in my mind. I just wanted to have some fun. I attended with my friends. I attended all the fun activities of all the clubs in the first sem, second sem. We were on a exploratory spree. Uh, I still remember in IEEE also there were a lot of competitions uh, from the line follower, all the technical competitions also and the non-technical competitions as well. So me and my friends participated in everything. Uh, that
Okay.
was it. And only after the IEEE workshop that happened in the second semester, that is when the later years, especially second year, third year, were largely oriented towards uh, technical fronts. But I enjoyed organizing events and all. In third year and around sixth semester, I guess, me and my friend Adarsh, we went into the club IIC, Innovation Institute Council. So that we were the founding members of that club along with a couple of seniors. Uh,
Oh,
in
that's quite commendable.
yeah, so in fourth year, I still remember we always had this dream of organizing a big event in our college. So we organized the first hackathon in our college. It was 24 hours state level hardware and software hackathon. We managed nearly
Oh,
300 people at that time. So that was those November 1st, November 2nd, I guess, 2019. It was one of the big achievements for us, like personally, because in second year, third year, we attended a lot of competitions, state level, national level, and we always used to wonder as to why such big events don't occur in our college. So we wanted to change that. So we went ahead and did something big.
you were quite a hustler, I guess. Hmm.
Sorry?
You were quite a hustler, I guess.
Yeah, not in terms of academics for sure,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
when it
that is
came
for sure.
to organizing or
Hmm.
winning the competitions and all, yeah, from second year, that was always there. In fact,
Yeah.
that was the seed. That was the seed of thought that was there. If not
Hmm.
directly, it did lay a seed of thought when we started our company. Um,
Hmm.
we had hands-on experience about few of the skills that you need by default when you
Hmm.
start a company. So that was always there.
Yeah, I'll get to that in future of the session. So, and can you walk us through some of the networking examinations which are offered by Cisco and their significance as well?
Okay, so after I got placed in Cisco, it was the first company that came, and
Hmm.
so I made it through, and we were blocked since it was a dream company. I couldn't sit for any
Hmm.
other company, and
Yeah.
for me also, I was not much into coding. I was into embedded coding, but not the conventional Java, Python kind of backend or front
Hmm.
end coding. So I was never into that. I didn't want to get into that. So Cisco was for me was the best option, and it came at the right time. So I took it.
Hmm.
When I doing my internship at Cisco, so CCNA, we were told to uh, take the CCNA exam. We were
Hmm.
given all the digital content library at Cisco. We could access the labs. There were even a lot of classes that were organized for us as well. There were a few tests as well. So that made it easy.
Hmm.
Apart from that, for any exam, you would know that your own personal work or efforts are really important. So I
Okay.
looked up at a website called Network Kings, and
Hmm.
also another YouTube channel. I forgot that. So that helped me big time. So I followed that to
Okay.
polish my network fundamentals. So networking is like pure, neatly organized and organized content you'll get regarding CCNA and networkings. So that helped me big time. So apart from
Hmm.
CCNA, they'll also ask you to do. There are multiple exams. They have reorganized the structure. There's something called
Hmm.
Cisco Devnet. After CCNA,
Okay.
you have CCNP, that is Cisco
Okay.
Certified Network Professional, and then after
So,
that,
if I can understand, CCNA is the first level of
exactly,
examinations, is it? Okay.
CCNA is the basic certification that you need, and it
Hmm.
has a lot of awareness. It is the standard examination for anybody who wants to lay their careers in networking domain. So that's the first exam that you come to, and that is the first exam that you need to clear. After
Hmm.
that comes CCNP, and then you get CCIE, that is
Okay.
Internet Network Expert, Cisco Certified Internet Network Expert. And if you
Okay.
talk to employees of Cisco themselves who have been there for like 8, 10, 15 years, they'll tell you how many times they've attempted CCNP and CCIE. And CCIE is the peak of uh, all the Cisco certifications. CCNA is easy and it is basic, and yeah, it is not as tough as people make it seem. If you are
Hmm.
good in fundamentals, you can definitely clear it.
Okay.
But
And
CCNP and CCIE take a lot of efforts to clear. And if you have
hmm.
cleared that, I think you're definitely can definitely chest thump about it.
Okay. Can you walk us through some of the strategies in terms of how you prepared for clearing DevNet and CCNA?
Yeah, a lot of people gave a lot of suggestions. Actually, a few of them told asked me to purchase Cisco also publishes a lot of books. The
Okay.
Cisco routing and switches, Cisco LAN switching and wiring. There are many books
Hmm.
like that. Cisco routing and switching helped me big time. I just went through the topics that I liked, and the kind of examples and all that they've laid. It's a neatly curated content there. But mostly it is for me. It's the YouTube videos and the website networkings helped me big time. And
Hmm.
also, you get to get access to all the virtual labs at Cisco. You can also go and play around with the hardware there. I didn't do that. A lot of my friends did that as well. But
Mm,
there were few guys who had already cleared CCNA exam previously,
mm,
but they were still asked to uh, clear the CCNA exam now, because CCNA also is a it's always developing. So the content there, the examination pattern there, it keeps on evolving every few years. So they had
mm.
changed the pattern in 2019, I guess, if I'm not sure.
Okay.
So they had asked all those people who had cleared CCNA also to retake the exam. And
Oh,
if you are in
okay.
Cisco, then they will give you a voucher. You need not pay for the exam. I
Mm,
think the exam costs around, not sure, 15,000, I guess. That if I'm not
mm.
wrong. If you are outside Cisco, then you have to pay and take it. Otherwise, you get the voucher.
Okay. That's good to know. And were there some of coding resolutions you took up to, like many of them I see who try to code each question every day on competitive platforms. So were you someone who used to do that, or what were your strategies for coding?
Yeah, I was not the one who used to code every day, take
Mm,
coding challenges. I did that, but not on a regular basis. Especially during my
mm,
third year, when I was learning about C++, OOP programming, Java, and all. So I had done some basic thing, but not at the enthusiast do it. So in
okay.
hardcore CS engineering, wherever the jobs are, be it the
Mm,
backend, full stack, and all. So I never did those. I largely wanted to get into electronics companies. There are plenty of them.
mm,
I wanted to
okay.
get into that, and whatever was basic coding was required, I had done that. But I largely
Mm,
relied on my past accomplishments, because
mm,
we had won a lot of competitions. I had a patent pending for approval. Then I
mm,
had done my internship in ISRO. So I think
mm,
all of that could have added up, is what I believed then, and that's what stuck through me. I cleared in the first company that came through. But I'm
mm.
not unsure as to what would happen if I hadn't cleared Cisco. We wouldn't know, but I was not a hardcore coder. I never followed the
Okay.
hacker rank, all those things.
Mm. So, and what were some of the strategies which you feel that helped you to crack dream package, and some of the advice which you want to give for people who are about to enter their engineering, and some of the resolutions which you want them to follow based on your experience?
I never thought that I would crack any dream package. Let
Mm,
me be very honest. I never had
okay.
the intention as to this is what I want. So
Mm,
3 years back then, first 2 3 years, first 6 semesters of my engineering journey, it is always about the competitions papers and all the patent stuff as well.
mm,
So if I have to give advice now, I know, even for the CS graduates as well, who did a lot of hardcore coding. So
mm,
it was not real life coding. So the real life
okay.
scenarios are completely different. So now I
Mm,
know, 3 years into the corporate world and nearly 1.5 years into building my own startup, I know the kind of
mm,
expertise or the kind of uh, coding discipline that you need in order to build a industry ready code. So even
okay.
the most proficient people in coding, the great people who have good ranks in hacker rank, were not eligible, or I won't say eligible, but they didn't have
Mm,
in them to write discipline code. So when
okay.
you go into enterprises and all, when you're building and writing codes for software, if you're doing for testing, it's completely different. I'm not talking
Mm,
about the roles that are testing oriented, but all the developers oriented, basically backend or front end, backend especially, and the full stack as well. You need a lot of understanding into the real life scenarios. It also starts with questioning, so how
mm,
things are working in current world. So it doesn't require you to be in the company or have someone to guide you through or give you some live projects for you to understand how things work. You can do it
mm,
yourself whenever in engineering, be it EC engineer or be it CS engineer or IS engineer. It starts with questioning. For example, we all use a lot of apps, we all use a lot of web platforms. Like how is it managed behind, how are content managed behind Netflix, uh,
mm,
regionally? How does Swiggy work during the ordering? For example, book my show also. Suppose you and your friend are booking the same seat at the same time, same ticket,
mm,
same show at the same time. Like, how is it managed in the backend? So there are a lot of
mm,
things that you need to question. Start um, reaching out to people on LinkedIn, or reaching out to
yeah.
people who you know, to try to understand, or questioning in Google also, in YouTube also. It will lead you to more structured thinking as to just following a few questions in HackerRank and trying some already tested methods to code. That also helps. That also helps, but it helps in the structure of the code, but it doesn't help in the designing of the systems. So if you want to get good in that, if you want to experience real world coding and all, I think you need to start questioning a lot of things and have an understanding as to how the real life applications are built. So only then you will have an idea. I know a lot of people who have done that. My technical co-founder in my current startup, Abhishek Patil, who is also my classmate. So he always did that. So he always did that from second year itself. So I've seen his journey there. In electronics also, we see a lot of people, the motivation that they came into electronics and communication engineering doesn't last more than 3 to 4 semesters. They get sucked into
Can
the
relate.
yes, they get sucked into the pressure, probably, I would say. And also the people around them, they start speaking about placements, and you also feel the pressure. And during your academics also, you feel the lack of motivation for variety of reasons. It could be from the teachers or the company, I mean the college, or you yourselves. So I would say there are a lot of things that you can do in electronics and communication as well. There are a lot of subjects I still feel, especially control systems, the robotics subject that was taken by SPK sir. There are a lot of deep subjects that you can take it through if you're really interested. It's just that you can't measure or you can't see the opportunities around you. So you get tempted to go for the standard template. So, but I think you should, if you are really interested in doing something in electronics, core electronic subjects, you should speak to people who have done big in that. There are multiple options. You could do masters, R&D, I mean, masters or MTech. There are multiple options. I know it is limited and it's difficult to find out, but you should do it. I'm yet to meet a EC engineer who is digging deep in some core subjects. There are few people, but none of them are me.
Yeah. And yes, curiosity is one of the main thing to achieve anything great in life, I believe as well. And what was your main motive during engineering? Like you just told about you worked with ISRO as an apprentice. You also went about filing a patent. Then you participated in different competition and also won some of them, and was also part of IIC and forming them as well. So how could you manage all this stuff in spite of being part of one of the most hectic engineering branches of all, which is ECE? So how could you manage all this?
So I don't know. In the hindsight, if I have to think, I never put academics in the first place, so that was always second fiddle. So I did enough to pass the exams and make a name for itself. So whatever the basic criteria was there for writing the placements, I had all of that. So I get a lot of pleasure in organizing big events, participating in competitions, making it through. So the whole journey as to identifying the problem, so creating a solution for that, and going out in the public as to seeing if the solution works or not. This whole journey, back then it was largely winning the competition, but I like the process that happened there, identifying the problem and trying to give a solution to it. There were a lot of times we didn't clear the first round of the competition. There are a lot of times we lost in the finals. There were a few instances where we won in the finals as well. But the journey that was there, that always gave me a sense of sugar rush in my mind. That and organizing events. Even we organize a lot of outings as well in our class, be it the trips or be it a lot of treks and all. So organizing things gave me a lot of pleasure. And be it academics, I did whatever little I could do, whatever was enough, I did that. But how did I manage? I think if you have the fire in you to do something, that you will definitely find some way to do it. Before engineering, me and my friends had this thing of participating in a national level competition. We did that. We won as well. When we got to know about patent and papers and all, we wanted to file for the patent and see what is the process. So we did that as well. And when we traveled across India for a lot of competitions, when we wanted to bring a big event in our college, we wanted to manage that. We did that as well. So whatever we wanted to, we found some or other way to make that happen. So somewhere in that process, we were too caught up to figure out how we could do it. We just wanted to do it and we did it. There was no one to say that you can't do it or you will not be able to do it. Whoever we approached, they were very supportive of us. I think you should be lucky as well sometimes to meet the right people at the right time or to be in the right place at the right time. I think we were more than lucky at times, is what I feel. But there was no
That's
template as to we need to organize. I mean, we need to manage the time in a very sophisticated way. We never planned so structurally. Things happened in the flow. So,
That's quite great to know and inspiring as well. So, and speaking about your apprenticeship with ISRO, walk us through what was it exactly and how did you get to find that opportunity as well?
okay, so usually earlier ISRO used to allow a lot of engineering students for internship there, but I think recently they have stopped it. I think I don't know when from 2018 or so they have stopped it. So one of my classmate and friend Bharat, so he had his some contacts in ISRO. His relatives were in ISRO, and if you this I mean from 2018 I guess it is largely invite only. Only if you have some contacts there you can get to work there. Not on internship basis. We did it on a final year project. We spoke to our HOD and few lecturers there and told us there is an opportunity there, and we want to team up. We're four of us, and Bharat, who was my friend, he had few contacts there, and through that only we got it. I think if you want to apply there, I'm not sure how feasible that is. I think we should talk to the people there. So there we worked for nearly 8 to 9 months, whatever the FIP journey is. That project was building a software kind of a thing for all the astronauts there. It is a testing environment system where variable bitrate and variable delay kind of a system was at place. So whenever there is communication happening between the astronauts at space and the ground level stations, there are a lot of changes in time and changes in bitrate that happen in the communication channels. So to train the astronauts, we had to build a system which would enable bitrate changes and enable delay at will. So that was a system that we built there. Yeah, it was for a project called Gaganyaan, which is yet to be launched, I think, in 2023.
Oh, that's great to know. And I have an interesting question for you. Suppose you were not required to go to college in your engineering, and you had 4 years of time with yourself. So what would you have done during that time? Do you believe that you could have achieved whatever you have right now a bit earlier, and right now you could have progressed well, or you did feel the importance of academics and going to college as well?
Okay, am I going back 4 years or am I going back 6 years with the knowledge that I have now, or I'm going?
Yes, exactly. Like right now you know the importance of academics. So right now, if you know whatever you know, and if you're asked to go back into 6 years time, would you prefer to go through academics, or would you try to choose any alternate way?
Yeah, actually, given a choice, I always wanted to do something in economics. Given a choice, I would do something in economics. But now that I know that whatever we have done recently in the last 1 year at my startup, or the last 2 years that have happened, it is largely the people that who I am worked with. I think I would not change anything. I would let that be. I know we could have done a lot of things faster, but to have right-minded people with you who can do, who are skilled at different abilities, to have a team like that is very important. I would sacrifice the pace and focus on the team building rather. So I wouldn't change anything, but I would want to do something in economics if I had the choice. I can do that even now, but back then I was sucked into this pressure of engineering and all of that. So it kind of became a default option. That's the case with a lot of engineers in our country. But I wouldn't change much because I know whatever I am now is because of the people that I was with. My co-founder Adarsh Abhishek Patil, a junior of mine Ankit also is with me, and there are a lot of people who are there now. I've worked in a lot of competition. It was never the same team that I worked in. There are around 6 to 7 people that Prajwal Beer was also part of it. So I wouldn't change much.
So that was great to know. And moving to your entrepreneurship journey, so when did you find the spark of entrepreneurship within you? And as you also worked in Cisco for 1 year, I believe, and was it that time you decided you want to move into entrepreneurship, or you were someone who always wanted to do but was waiting for a solid backup before you could do?
It's a tough question to answer. I would say we always wanted to do. We always wanted to start up, but we never knew how to do it, when to do it. We never had a timeline. Even during my fourth year, I still
Mm-hmm.
remember in my eighth semester, we knew we wanted to do something big. We wanted to start up, but we didn't know when we would do it. I think during the pandemic, when the world was crashing, there was havoc everywhere. When the stock markets were crashing down as well, I still remember we started investing in stock markets. We started earning, and there was one lecturer by the name Manjunath sir in maths department. So he always used to speak about that, and he was the one who motivated us. Whenever I say stock markets, people have a lot of plethora of thoughts coming in their mind. Uh, Most of them negative also. But I would say for me, it was knowing how markets work, how companies in India function, what it takes to build a good company. So I was always wanted to do. I wanted to research about that. I wanted to know how it is done. It's because coming out of college, we have very little experience to real world. So even if you work in a company also, especially if you're working in a big company like Cisco, you would not know a lot of important activities that happen above you. So you're just handling a small fraction part of whatever big things are happening there. But you will learn one thing: you learn discipline. You could People have a lot of negatives to say about big corporates, big MNCs. There's one takeaway that I have from MNCs is they have a lot of discipline. They have, suppose if this is the first day of intern for interning at a company, is the first day. If from that day, what and all the rules and the bylaws that are associated with you, even if you fall unconscious, then whether Cisco should take care of you, who is going to pay the bills, everything is written down. There is proper discipline in all departments, be it legal, be it finance, be it how you care for your employees, how you care for interns, how you let go of an employee. Everything is written. The structure that is there in MNCs is unmatchable when it comes to startups. Startups also, as and when they evolve, as and when they raise funding, as and when the size of their employees increase, they're always tending towards becoming the system that lies in MNCs. So that was my big takeaway. But Cisco in itself didn't motivate me to start a company. So what start motivated me was when I came across a video that blew my mind, which made me understand that, which made my perception change about India and what it takes to build a successful company in India. It was a video by Saurav Mukherjee. He is one of the greatest economists in the world, and also written a lot of books actually. I started reading a lot of books then. When I started Unusual Benevolence, it's a book written by Saurav Mukherjee. When I read that, and trust me, I had not read, I think, more than 2 to 3 books in my life. When I read that and I started following him, uh, I saw a lot of videos that he had addressed about stock markets, also about personal life, also, and how to do businesses in India, about the economic factors, macro, micro. I drew a lot of interest in me to start reading. That is when I started reading. So uh, books like New Rules of Business, new books like Coffee Can Investing, books like The Winning Way, Tiny Habits. I went on a reading spree in 2020. So 2020 was largely an exploratory year for me. We researched a lot. So that's when it gave me a lot of confidence as to what it takes to do well in the country. While I was working in Cisco, we started with a company called GetZPay. So you will not see it anywhere, but it is an app built on UPI stack, where it measures loyalty towards your payments at retail outlets. It could be a fashion outlet, it could be a restaurant, it could be a saloon, all the places that you go often. You don't know, you also don't know, and and the owner of that particular shop doesn't know how loyal you are. He just know that you come frequently. The loyalty factor is never measured. So I know a lot of MNC like fashion outlets like Reliance or Max, so there are so many. They have their own loyalty points and all. But we wanted to build a universal system because of the rise of UPI and how well India had embraced UPI technology. We wanted to build something on that. We had a lot of we had a couple of we had an investor on the board, but they also pulled back. And we also spoke to a bank to get the technology. There is a sandbox of UPIs, so UPI sandbox has been given to a lot of banks. So if you need that sandbox, you need to partner with a bank. So we went ahead with that also, but that didn't work out in the long run. So after a year of working there, after a year of meeting a lot of people, we met a lot of people in LinkedIn as well. VP of Paytm, VP of PhonePe. We spoke to a lot of them. Yeah, that was it. But we failed at that. So that happened during Cisco itself. And after a break, that is when we started this company called Salesroom. We found this opportunity in one of the trade shows or exhibitions that happen. Not the exhibition that we get see for in the Mysore. All the trade fairs that happen. We spotted an opportunity there. We spoke to a lot of customers. We didn't do any mistakes that we did during the Gazette Pay. And when we got our initial customer during I would say during October 2021 last year, exactly the same year last year we got our first customer, and that is when me and my co-founders Adarsh quit our company. And yeah, that's how our entrepreneurship journey started. It's been 9 months now.
Yeah, I was quite curious to know about your first startup. So you did mention that Salesroom was it. So can you tell more about it?
No, first startup was GetZPay. Second was Salesroom.
Okay,
So
yeah, second one. Yeah.
You want to know about the second one?
Yeah, Salesroom, exactly.
Salesroom. Okay. So Salesroom happened when we met our professor, Sampath Kumar sir. He's retired. He was there in SJCE until 2015, and then he was there in NI for another 3-4 years, and then he retired at 2019. But we were in touch with him. He's very dear to us. So he had a company of his own, which he's not part of. He has pulled out of the board, but he had a company. So during the pandemic, what happened was all these machinery manufacturers who are there. It could be medical equipment manufacturers, heavy engineering manufacturers. So what happens there is the technology penetration there is very poor, be it in terms of branding, be it in terms of communications with their customers, be it handling all the branding related documents. It could be manuals, catalogs, photos, videos. It is extremely poor. The technology that we see in all the MNCs, like you see Zomato, Swiggy, and a lot of internet companies there, the technology we speak about is AI, ML, and a lot of higher technologies. But the basic of basic technologies also isn't present in the manufacturing space. So during pandemic, what happened was before pandemic, there were a lot of countries that were relying heavily on China. So when the pandemic broke out, they realized how vulnerable the world is by depending too much on China alone, be it on chemicals, be it on electronics goods, be it on heavy machinery products. All this, there was heavy reliance on China. So that's when the China plus one strategy started. When post pandemic, a lot of countries, a lot of companies have switched their attention from China to India, because if there is any country that is capable of scaling a lot of manufacturing process, be it in chemicals, be it in electronics, or be it in mechanical, it is India. In electronics, there are other countries, but especially in other areas, India is the go-to option, especially chemical engineering. So when you have China plus one strategy, you must have read 3 months ago the kind of exports we hit a target there, which we had never hit. I think I'm not sure about how many $1 billion that was. We hit an all new high in terms of exports. So all these macro and microeconomical factors will make India the next manufacturing hub. But if that has to happen, the manufacturing companies most of the manufacturing companies who have not brought in a lot of technology stack into their companies have to bring it. Otherwise, the manual labor or the manual workflows that they have is not enough to get to where we should be getting by 2030. So that opportunity, that world economic factor that lied in, when we approached few companies, we found the opportunity and we started building that. We're still building. I think so. That is how it's all started. And Salesroom is a SaaS company, software as a service company for manufacturers, for product manufacturers, where B2B sales is involved, not the B2C sales, where businesses are selling to other businesses, be it in medical equipment, heavy machinery, construction equipment, and even handicrafts as well. There are a lot of exports that happen in handicrafts, a lot of exports that happen in textile. So all those B2B selling wherever it happens, ours is a software that helps them automate the sales and marketing lifecycle. So it's a bit heavy to understand, but as and when you get introduced to the world of enterprises and all, and an enterprise of and a plethora of internet companies that are there, you will realize the opportunities that exist. So in short, I would say we are Salesroom is Salesforce for manufacturers.
That's quite complex, I feel, but
It is,
I guess with the experience, you'll get to know about a lot of opportunities.
It is difficult to comprehend in engineering. We understand you. We were also at the same place that you are in. But as and when you explore, as and when you talk to a lot of people, networking is extremely important when you have to build a startup, especially in LinkedIn. So especially in Karnataka, what happens is a lot of engineering, in fact, all the engineering students just give their resume to the placement officer and sit and wait that the right opportunity comes to them. So I never knew this until a person told me that it only largely happens in Karnataka and probably few in other states. But we are never looking out for jobs on our own. So whenever you start doing that, your networking cycle starts. Be it in LinkedIn, be it Naukri.com, or wherever it is, you'll start speaking to a lot of people. You'll start following a lot of companies. You'll start following a lot of startups. So when you're following, you'll read through their content, what they're building, what they're accomplishing. So you will get carried out, and you're already exposed to a lot of things that you never knew, or you will never know if you just laid out your own future in the hands of your placement officer. So we don't see a lot of us going hunting for the job opportunities, which our minds don't understand that. We don't understand. We always go for the easier option. It's always about the placements. The colleges also are doing the same thing, and you're also sucked into that. But nobody took a step back and to realize what actually has to be done. So I think LinkedIn networking right from second year, third year is extremely important. You'll see a lot of opportunities come there, and you never know, due to luck or due to serendipity. Like I said, you need to be lucky. You need to try to be at the right time, right place at the right time. So if you are already not trying out different opportunities, your probability of being at the right place at the right time is already low. So if you have to increase that, you need to be at different places. So LinkedIn is one such thing that I would recommend. So which I figured out very late in my career. I wish if I would go back 4 years, like the way you asked me. So I would start a lot of LinkedIn networking from day one.
Okay. And I also believe that you started one more startup in the name of Applause, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so Applause was a service company. Salesroom was born out of Applause. But Applause, what Applause does it gives, for example, during pandemic, all this B2B sales were stalled. Whenever a machine is sold to a company, the relationship doesn't end there. You will have to send your people, manufacturers have to send their people to service the product, to teach the employees out there as to how to use the product. If it is a medical equipment, then they have to teach all the nurses, all the medical staff there as to how to operate the product. If there is a new variant of the product, then they will have to show them what are the features, what are the extra things that they could do. It is like that. For example, if you buy a new phone now, you will watch a lot of YouTube videos as to what are the new things there, what are the new features that exist in that. But when it comes to machinery or manufacturer equipments, there isn't enough content online to learn on yourself. So it is always on the manufacturers. The onus is on the manufacturers to explain, to service, to troubleshoot any problem that comes in that machine. So there was a problem. So when pandemic struck, their employees or the staff of the manufacturer couldn't go to the place, go to the site of the product and teach the people there. So a lot of things had to be done online. If you see MNCs and all, we can write code here from our computers, and everything is at peace. But if you look at B2B sales, things are not at place. So you need physical movements. When that was stalled, we found an opportunity as to how the content or how the knowledge transfer, KT as we see, how to knowledge transfer, how to use the product, how to troubleshoot the product, all those things in terms of AR, VR, and 3D visualizations. In short, I would say we digitize the manuals of a lot of machines there, so that there is seamless knowledge transfer between the manufacturer and the consumer of the product. So we built a lot of 3D content, AR, VR content for the manufacturers, so that they could sell their products better, so that they could explain their products better to the customers. So during this journey, around 3 to 4 months, speaking to a lot of customers, getting a lot of projects, we realized that there is a bigger play at it here. We could do something in terms of software, as in SaaS, by bringing a lot of automation. That's how Salesroom was born. Salesroom was born out of Applause. We still run both the companies now. We have a lot of clients in Applause. Whatever money we get from Applause, we reinvest in building the SaaS platform Salesroom. And a couple of months back, we had applied to a lot of incubation programs. Not a lot. We had applied to only one incubation program, that is IIM Bangalore, but we had applied to a lot of investors. We had sent across our pitch decks to a lot of investors. Few of them didn't go through. Few of them gave us suggestions as to what has to change, or what we need to do in order to get those investments from those investors. And when we applied to IIM Bangalore's incubation program, there were a couple of rounds of interviews that happened, a couple of rounds of discussions that happened, and we cleared that in July. So a couple of months we got incubated. We got selected for the incubation program called Velocity, which is run by IIM Bangalore. So we are currently backed by IIM Bangalore. That support is there that program runs for 9 months. We'll have all the support beyond that as well, but the program runs for 9 months.
So how does a day in your life look like? Right now, you are currently running 2 startups, and I know running one startup, how difficult it is. So, are you someone who works for more than 15 hours a day, maybe, or maybe even more than that?
So whenever if you ask a lot of entrepreneurs, right, like what motivated you to leave your job and start your own company, you'll hear a lot of them say that I wanted to come out of this 9 to 5 routine. And that is just the beginning. Quitting the 9 to 5, you got bored out of 9 to 5 job, is just the beginning. And when you start your own company, then you will start to realize that it is not 9 to 5, it is probably 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay.
So last 1 year has been really hectic, but it is enjoyable. I'm not complaining. None of us are complaining. This is what we have chosen, actually. But I still all of us still end up working more than 15 hours, at least 15 hours, not more, I would say. At least I would say 12 hours, at least 12 hours a day. 15 sometimes when there are some late night meetings and all, it goes to 15 hours, but more or less 12 hours for definitely. So a day probably would start at 7 in the morning, would end at 7 in the evening.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
How do you go about hiring interns or employees into your startups, and is it something you have started it, or looking forward to do it?
We have started it. Thanks for asking, actually. So we are actively looking for interns for both backend, frontend, and also app development. We're looking out for interns who are in their 4th year, or anybody who has the technical things that we have mentioned. If you go to our website, salesroom.in, you will see an apply page that all the details are present. Last month itself, we haven't finalized any. We would want to finalize in the coming coming weeks. If anybody, whoever views this podcast of Surya's, if anybody is interested, you can check out salesroom.in, not .com, salesroom.in. Go to the apply page and see the open positions there. We only started for internships, full-time employment, not yet. I think somewhere during during February, March next year is what we'll be looking at there.
Okay. So is it paid or unpaid?
Good question. It is paid. It is paid.
Okay.
It is remote. And yeah, more details on it is available in the website. You can check it out. So it is paid, definitely.
Sure.
We are definitely against all those companies or all those startups who hire interns for free. So I mean, being an intern myself, I was paid more than that, more than what I deserved actually. And there were a lot of people who were not paid at all. And I also here in LinkedIn go through a lot of companies where interns, just for the sake of learning new things, for the sake of having experience in the real world, working for real world applications and all, they end up compromising on the pay scale. But I think when you're taking work from interns, we should always compensate financially as well. So it is paid internship, and it is remote. Doesn't matter whether you're in Mysore, Bangalore, or probably outside the country as well. We are ready to help.
So we are coming to the end of the session. So there are some last couple of questions I would want to ask. So where do you see yourself in the coming 3 to 4 years down the line?
Oh, 3 to 4 years is, I don't think so far. But I would say definitely next year. I would only speak about 2023. We have few customers. I would want to take that to 100 by the end of 2023. That is one goal. And the second goal is to raise funding for our startup. That is number 2. So by end of 2023, I would want to be part of a funded startup, and to have at least 100 customers.
So are you planning for Shark Tank 3?
No. Actually, I understand where the excitement comes from. Shark Tank, what happens is largely the valuations are a bit on the investor side. They are investor friendly, extremely investor friendly. I mean, the name Shark Tank itself says that they are sharks. They're going to eat you. But I'm nothing to take away from them. Currently, there are much better options, and especially in the space that we are in. We are not a B2C company. We are a B2B software company. We believe that we would get a better valuation for the startup in other places, I would say. There are if you start reading about the startup ecosystem in the country, you will come across a lot of investors and a lot of companies that fund you, a lot of investor groups that fund you. There's 100x VC, there's Better Capital, Chirata Ventures. There are multiple of them. There are accelerator programs, there are incubation programs that we are part of. The opportunities are plenty. Currently, Shark Tank is not in our areas of interest.
Okay.
But I would suggest our viewers to think about an accelerator program called Y Combinator. I think a lot of people if you ask anybody who is running a startup, everybody would know about Y Combinator. But you should definitely look at their website. There's a lot to learn from them. There's a lot to learn from the companies that they have invested in. I think you should definitely check out what Y Combinator is. I wouldn't speak much.
Yeah, I'll definitely leave link to that as well. So there are some rapid fire questions I want to throw at you. So just tell whatever comes to your mind as quick as possible. So here goes the first one. Which one do you pick between speed and perfection?
For now, speed. As I'm a founder of startup, I would definitely pick speed, because perfection, you can't build businesses on perfection. If you're tending towards perfection, you're delaying, you're procrastinating, because perfection is largely, it is subjective. You never know where it stops. So I would rather pick speed, take a lot of feedback, and build my company. I'm speaking with respect to myself, but I would pick speed. For others, it could be different.
Okay. Yeah, moving on. How much do you think luck has played a role in whatever you could achieve right now?
again, luck is subjective, but I would say I'm extremely lucky because I had my family background has financial stability, which is what helped me quit my job. But there are a lot of people who don't have that who don't have that luxury to do that, who didn't have that luxury to do that. So I would consider myself extremely lucky. I know for a fact that I was at the right place at the right time many a times.
Okay. So moving on, one of the expensive purchases which you have made till now for yourself.
I bought MacBook in January. I think that's the costliest and the most I think most efficient buy, I would say. I've taken the most out of it. Yeah. At one point, we were a bit skeptical whether to go for it or not, but we went for it. I think that was a brave decision.
On that note, we have reached the end of our conversation. So thank you for being so honest in whatever you could share, and I hope it did inspire people who are aspiring big and who are about to enter the engineering as well. So it was a real pleasure interacting with you, and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, Surya. I hope that my words were helpful for all your viewers. Thank you for having me here. Good luck.